Hey everyone, welcome back to more Return to Monkey Island. I'm DisturbingPuppet, so we're now over at, well, it was Stan's, but now it's Tan's previously owned vessels. So Stan did ask me to get something here. I can't remember what it was. It's been probably a week since I recorded this last, trying to catch up on some other stuff. Alright, well, I guess we'll check out this area. There's some other areas in this map that we can enter when we kind of leave this area, including, I think we need a certain kind of wood for the mop. So we'll have to check that out too. But we'll do this first, and if we find what we want for Stan, we'll take it to Stan.
I remember when these torches lit up Stan's previously owned vessels like a carnival.
I do kind of dislike the way they put the text on here. I could turn it off. I don't think there's a way to like make it smaller. Yeah, I've actually been interested maybe do this with the writer's cut. I'm assuming there'll just be writer narration over what's happening. Yeah, if I could make it smaller, I might do that, but it's not an option, so I don't know. I'm kind of torn about keeping it on there or not.
It says, Tan's previously owned vessels. So sad. Stan's used to be the best place to buy used ships.
It's just too big. It should be a bit smaller and definitely not over the action, and it's definitely over the action sometimes.
The assets of this establishment have been seized to settle a class action lawsuit. Have a nice day. The window's all boarded up, and it's very dark in there. Is that an old toothbrush?
Is that what he wanted? What do I have in my inventory? Okay, so we have our to-do list, of course. So we need to do something about our appearance. We need to make a mop. That's pretty much about it for what's on there. Other than that, we have a jail cell key, monocle, that we can use to magnify stuff. My coin purse, state-of-the-art pen, a shrunken head, a very sharp knife, the apology frog, and string, which I can't untangle.
It's hopeless.
I think I tried using the knife on the string, and it just doesn't do anything. Yeah, I can't look through there with the monocle. Kind of makes sense.
This used to be such a bright, cheery place.
Something there. Strange mass. No boats.
There was a time when every mooring would be filled with one of Stan's used ships. It always looks bigger on this side of the island.
It's just the art style. Just out of curiosity. Alright, we can't use the monocle to look at the... Is that something different at the other two sconces?
It's sad to see the shipyard like this.
Alright, we've got...
Stan used this to clean his ships. It's all rusted out now.
Okay, a rusty bucket.
Stan used this to clean his ships. It's all rusted out now.
I don't have a command to like pick things up. It's just sort of contextual when you put things over it.
It's a dried up old sea sponge.
Okay, so we have a sponge.
There was a time when every mooring would be filled with one of Stan's used ships.
Can't go any further, so we just got a sponge here. I thought we could just get in, but apparently not. Try to use a knife on the door, pry off the boards maybe.
I don't want to wreck my brand new shiny knife.
I'm sure it violates the agreement we signed as well. Do we have anything else we could pry the boards off with? No, let's squeeze the sponge.
It's good for relieving stress.
Okay.
It's good for relieving stress.
So at some point maybe we'll get stressed. A sponge really isn't going to do me a lot of good. I don't know what we could do here. I can't get around to the back or anything.
The assets of this establishment have been seized to settle a class action lawsuit. Have a nice day.
Alright. Well, I don't see anything else I can do here.
Well,
Oh, I remember the first time Stan tried to fleece me.
That's it. The rust bucket. Could we do anything with the rust bucket? No. Just trying something to see. It's kind of unlikely it would work. Is there any small writing on that? No. Alright, I guess we'll head to the forest. I don't see anything else I can do here. So I am here. We've checked out Lookout Point, Chuck Ship, High Street. So we've got the Governor's Mansion, the forest. Is that it? I think we'll hit the forest first. We're on good old Melee Island. Or Melee, depending on how you prefer.
Warning. The dark forest ahead is deadly and twisty. Maps are highly recommended.
End up getting lost.
Warning. The dark forest ahead is deadly and twisty. Maps are highly recommended.
Can't remember how we skip out of conversation. To the deep dark forest where I'm sure to get lost. Yeah, probably not great. Leave the forest. Let's check this out though. There's something here. Tiny climbing ship. Okay. Is this where the Swordmaster was, I think, in the first games?
Oh, I used to love these when I was 6.
It looks kind of like it, but I'm not sure.
I used to love these when I was 6. Until I got trapped in one for 2 days. I think they're illegal now. Museum of Pirate Lore.
Well, I guess we'll head in. See something else, it was just the sign. Visit the museum. Yay, this used to be Carla's place. Yeah, I'm pretty
Once
sure.
upon a time, I won a t-shirt right here on the front lawn.
Yeah, this was the Weapon Master's cabin out in the woods.
Hi there. Welcome to the Melee Island Museum of Pirate Lore. I'm Conrad, the curator and docent here. I also edit the Pirate Times newsletter. Here, take my business card.
Thanks?
The museum showcases the largest collection of pirate memorabilia in the Caribbean. Or on Melee Island at the very least. The provenance of each item has been very carefully researched and fact-checked by myself and my team. Feel free to explore. And if you have any questions, just ask.
I was 100% sure the pirate was talking to me when I first came in. I am.
What was this cinder you've got on the wall?
Oh, that. Yeah, that was an unsent love letter written by Elaine Marley while she was governor of the island.
What? Elaine?
The recipient was referred to only as Plunder Bunny.
That's me!
It was a really touching letter. Unfortunately, I put the candle too close to it.
What did it say? Tell me what she said.
Oh, you know, love letter stuff. Honestly, I don't remember a word of it, but it was touching.
Thanks a lot.
But it wasn't set.
Tell me about this hunk of wood.
That's an original plank from the Golden Hind, autographed by Francis Drake himself.
That's a nice coffin.
The one with the oar, yeah. The coffin had a lot of water damage when I got it from the voodoo lady in town, but I managed to restore it. It was used by a certain well-known captain in a daring escape from a Turkish prison.
The water damage is actually from the swamp on Scab Island.
Unlikely. The prison in question is nowhere near Scab Island.
I'm just trying to help.
Thanks. I've got it under control.
So he thinks he knows everything, but he, of course, doesn't.
What's the significance of the peg leg?
That belonged to the infamous Peg Leg Patty. She used to hide a spare cutlass in it, in case of capture. Sadly, that's the reason she's no longer with us.
Alright.
That is a really big parrot. Wonder how many hands it's eaten. What do you feed it?
Thieves, mostly.
Good to know. It's a working parrot. I shouldn't bother it. What's the story with the wanted poster?
That is the earliest known wanted poster for Captain Kate Capsize. You can tell how notorious she was by the huge number of crimes listed there. Very impressive. I got it from a collector on Fat Island.
Those are my own crimes, actually. I was pretty much public enemy number 1 on Fat Island at the time. I stuck Kate's picture on there so she'd get thrown in jail.
That would never work. Nobody's that clueless in real life.
You don't believe me?
It's not a question of belief.
Never mind. It's not important.
I see spoiler warning or something at the bottom there. It's kind of odd. It's something from an earlier game. Like you're spoiling the earlier game? Is that...
What's this melted lump of metal?
It used to be a mug. It was melted by some kind of acid. It was found in the Malay jail many years ago, after an incident where like 20 pirates escaped.
Hey, I did that. I had to keep pouring the grog from mug to mug because it was melting them. I had an armload of mugs and I juggled them all the way from the scum bar to the jail. Also, I could get Otis to join my crew. Not my greatest decision in retrospect.
That's a pretty wild story.
I'm telling you the truth.
I'm sure you are, but it just doesn't quite square with the official record. So it's hard to substantiate.
Substantiate? You've got an eyewitness.
Eyewitnesses are notoriously inaccurate. Human memory is plastic and suggestible.
Not yours, apparently.
No, of course not. I deal in facts.
I don't know, there's a lot of this that's kind of harkening back to earlier stuff, but then there's also some of this that's sort of like with the pirate leaders, and then this is sort of like crapping on the legacy or crapping on what you did, sort of, in a way.
That map looks familiar.
That's 1/4 of the original map to the treasure of Big Whoop. I got it from the cartographer on Low Street. Apparently, he was somehow involved in the search for Big Whoop.
About all Wally managed to do was get kidnapped by LeChuck's henchmen.
That's not the way he tells it.
You should think about hiring a research assistant.
Oh, I did. Unpaid, of course. Intern.
That's the note LeChuck left when he kidnapped Elaine.
How on earth do you have that note?
Oh, yeah. That's very interesting. That was found tucked inside of a book at the Fat Island Library. It's the actual note left by the ghost pirate LeChuck when he kidnapped Governor Marley.
I know what it is. The lookout handed it to me just before I finished my 3 trials. I was crushed, but undaunted. I gathered a crew and I sailed to Monkey Island to save her. Not that she needed it, as it turned out.
Wow, man, you're really into this. I've got a role-playing group on Thursday nights.
This is absurd. It's like this whole wall is stuff from my personal adventures, but somehow I'm not even mentioned in your stories.
That's what's so great about this museum. Everyone makes their own connections with the exhibits, and it's highly personal and different for everyone.
That's not what I'm trying to say at all.
That's okay. You don't need to say anything. Just listen to what the exhibits tell you.
Fine.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, in a way, it's not disrespecting the old games. At least not yet. Yeah, it's interesting that they're going so far out of the way to make it seem like Guybrush is this forgotten, useless idiot, even though he has done things to help people.
What can you tell me about this eye patch?
That's the pride of the collection. It belonged to Captain John Laney, the pirate of 1,000 faces. Supposedly, it had voodoo powers that would disguise him. I tried it on, though, and nothing happened.
So we might need this.
Eye patch worn by Captain John Laney, the pirate of 1,000 faces.
But everything else in this museum is wrong. So I don't miss the hook. So I doubt it would actually work.
There's some very tiny writing on it.
Well, we have something for that.
Well, the numbers are a little clearer, but still too tiny to read.
Really? Okay, that's kind of the whole point of having the monocle. It's too small for the monocle.
Pirate Times, editor Conrad Lee, ready to publish your unrecognized genius.
Okay, I was thinking maybe we could clean it first, but that didn't work.
Is this a left hook or a right hook?
That once belonged to the dread pirate Meat Hook. Supposedly he was ambidextrous. Also, he used to live right here, on Melee.
Yeah, wasn't he one of the characters in the first or second game? think. Just gonna be irritating for a while. Alright, just poking stuff. Quietly open. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. I mean, I could try it.
Eye patch worn by Captain John Laney, the pirate of 1,000 faces.
I think we'll check everywhere else first before we do that. There's nothing else there. Might be something somewhere else.
Do you have maps of the forest here?
No, that's not really what we do. Try the map shop in town?
It's actually not a bad idea.
I'm Guybrush Threepwood.
No kidding? Wow! Are you named after Guybrush Threepwood?
I guess you could say that.
Nice.
I'd see you wear a peg leg despite having both of your original legs.
Just part of the docent's outfit, for the tourists. Kids always want to try it on.
That's charming and creepy at the same time.
This is a museum for people who think attacking ships and murdering the crew for profit sounds fun.
Touché. Tell me about that newsletter of yours.
The Pirate Times. We publish pirate news, pirate stories, pirate poetry, all things piratey, really.
I'm going to find the legendary secret of Monkey Island.
Oh, that's excellent! Super retro. If you need a place to display it, I know a convenient museum.
Your museum is quaint.
Thanks. It's been a personal passion of mine. I'm nuts about old-timey pirate stuff.
Old-timey?
Being around it really makes you feel like you're a part of something. Doesn't it?
I am part of something.
Exactly.
Are any of these things valuable?
The security parrot isn't just here to look piratey. John Laney's eye patch is irreplaceable. It's the highlight of the collection. Amazingly, I got it at a yard sale. They didn't know what they had.
I'll have a look around.
Please do.
Yeah, I don't think it is actually going to do anything to make me change my appearance, but it might be enough to fool the undead to let me on the ship. That's... oh, storeroom. Alright, sure. What do we have? Lots of nails. Parrot food.
It's cracker mix. Some assembly required.
Trivia card.
Especially fortified for the healthy parrot diet.
It's the trivia book. How many dead pirates are in the abandoned camp on Terror Island? I don't remember this at all. Terror Island... I'm pretty sure it's from one of the first two games, but I don't remember for sure. If I had to guess, it'd be 3. I don't know what happens if you guess one of these and get it wrong. Okay, I'm apparently a genius and at only Monkey Island stuff. Alright, sure. I'm assuming it just lets you guess again. Like, it doesn't cause a problem. Wow, there's a lot of these. 10 pages of them. Alright, anything else here? Books. Stairs. I don't suppose I can go up there. Nope. Nails sticking up there. Can't do anything about. I guess we just leave. Alright.
It doesn't seem interested.
Doesn't like the food, huh?
Especially fortified for the healthy parrot diet.
Can I put it somewhere else to make the bird go somewhere else? Doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem interested. It's a working parrot. I shouldn't bother it. That is a really big parrot. Wonder how many hands it's eaten.
Alright, let's give this a shot here.
There's some very tiny writing on it.
I could go back and talk to the locksmith about something like very small, maybe. But yeah, the monocle's not helping.
Well, the numbers are a little clearer, but still too tiny to read.
Need reading glasses. Yeah, let's just try to open it.
The display case is locked.
Okay. That's kind of what I expected. Alright. I can't pick anything up.
What you working on?
Crossword puzzle.
Okay, so we could go back and talk to Wally about the map for the forest, and then we could also ask the locksmith about like numbers that are too small to read with the monocle. Maybe we just can't do it at all, I'm not sure. Maybe I can get the parrot out with the food, but it doesn't seem like it even wants the food at all, so... Alright, let's head back. So we'll try Wally first.
Hey, Wally. I'm looking for a tree to make a stupid mop from. Have you got a map for that?
So the cook has sent you on one of his spiritual journeys? Been a while since I made one of those mop tree maps. What kind of tree is it again?
I don't know. A wood one?
That's okay. Just bring me a sliver of the wood and I can work it out from there. I'm that good.
So I need a sliver of wood.
Bye.
I have a nice sharp knife. I just need to find something wood I can cut off from.
Better to have one for each eye.
If you say so.
Can I use them together?
If one monocle is good, two is better.
Okay, that works.
This was a good idea. They magnify stuff even better since I stuck them together.
Alright, that's what we needed. So we'll go take a look. We should be able to see the number now, and then we can go to the locksmith. It's the old general store.
The note says, forced to close. Thanks for the memories, but cash would have been better.
Yep.
The note says, forced to close. Thanks for the memories, but cash would have been better. Aww, this is where I risked my neck for Elaine, and she showed me she only needed me to risk my heart. Also, the windows need some work.
What did Stan want again? Let's ask him. I think it was the toothbrush
Hey,
that we
kid.
could see.
Jail is like a bad breakfast. Small, greasy, and hard to swallow.
Yuck.
Hey, Stan!
Hello there, son.
I've been to the shipyard. Your office is all boarded up, with your toothbrush sealed inside, presumably.
Well, don't worry yourself about it then, son. I found a dead centipede in the corner that should do until they let me out.
Yum.
Are you sure you don't want me to break you out?
115%, son, but thanks.
See you later.
Yep.
Okay, off we go. Don't want to go to the governor's mansion. Not yet. Let's deal with the museum first.
Ah, crystal clear. I'll just write that down.
So there is wood here. Can I cut a piece off?
This is the one for the museum display case.
I thought we might be able to do that. Take a little piece of it. Maybe I have to do something with the bird first? I'm sure I'll have to distract the bird anyway. It's not going to let me just unlock the lock. Well, I can get the key, but I don't think it's going to help me get the actual item. Okay, we need to head back to town.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Got a pirate too.
Handsome looking parrot.
And also
Parrot.
vicious. But it was my mother's favorite.
Oh, I'd really like some crackers.
Hands off. Those are my last crackers.
You want...
I found some cracker mix. You could bake fresh crackers in your furnace.
Thanks. The ones on the plate were getting a bit stale. Take some if you want.
Don't mind if I do.
Alright. I'm sure the other parrot will enjoy that.
I've got enough to last me.
Is there anything else I want to do here?
These are nice.
Thanks.
Make a pun about the painting.
I see everyone in that portrait has lovely locks.
If you have to make a pun, at least make a good one.
I don't know if that's the same one as I made before. Alright, let's give you the code.
Can you
we
make
need.
me a key from this serial number?
Sure. This'll be for a high-end display case. You a collector?
Yeah. Stamps.
Alright.
Can I try out your key grinder?
No. I wouldn't want you to lose any fingers.
Yeah, that would kind of suck. I don't think there's anything else here.
I see a peninsula trailing off into small islands, but no X marks the spot.
It's southern Florida. I have family there.
Right. It's been a while since I played, so I'm kind of trying to remind myself what's where.
Looks sort of like an eye.
It does. Sauron. Alright, let's head back. I'll take a look, but I don't think I can actually do anything in the museum. Well, now that I have the crackers, maybe that's all I need. It might just be the 2 parts. Again, I could try using the knife on stuff too.
Actually, I think I'd rather not hear about that again.
Alright, said like maybe he'd remember. Alright, I have the new key. I have crackers. I think I have to do it while it's distracted.
That is a really big parrot. Wonder how many hands it's eaten.
Because he's not paying attention. Where's my key? Where's my key? Which one is it?
Whoa! That's not supposed to be unlocked. I'd better fold this and put it in storage. Then I can figure out what's wrong with the lock. Looking good. I like things neat. Gotta get these edges perfect. That's folded perfectly.
Okay. I'm not sure I messed that up or if
That'll
that
do,
always
Parrot.
happens.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the museum while I figure out what's going on with my display case lock.
Can I cut some wood off of anything? Nope. Okay. Can we head back in?
Welcome back. I checked the display case and it seems fine, so we're open for business again.
Yeah, I think I just messed up. I think that's all. I just didn't have enough time. So it's that one. And out we go. Meanwhile, at the mansion.
What do you expect me to do, Elaine? Issue a proclamation?
Of course not, Carla. We'll need to generate public support. I'm working on that.
People around here don't like any kind of restrictions, even if it's for their own good.
But we can put a requirement on ships traveling to the north. There's already a customs check, so the infrastructure is all in place.
But it's a start. Scurvy's a big problem. Let's do all we can.
Agreed.
I've come a long way. Is there anything else on the agenda?
Coffee?
Okay, that was kind of a pointless aside, but we do have our eye patch.
I'd like to get somewhere first before I do that.
Okay, don't want to do it here. Sure. Alright, I think this might be a good place to stop. We'll check out the Governor's Mansion next, so we'll head over there. So we'll go ahead and save it here, and I'll come back in next time. So this has been more Return to Monkey Island. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.